Hey ladies and gentlemen of the internet, Adrian here for Digital Dojos, and I want to officially welcome you and give you a first look at my brand new home office, studio, man cave, whatever it is that you want to call it. So the idea behind this is to kind of give you a first look at the space as it stands right now. I actually have a whole moving vlog that I'm going to be putting together of some of the behind the scenes look at it. So if you want to check that out, feel free to check out my personal channel down below that you can subscribe to for some of that behind the scenes content. But this video specifically is to kind of give you a look at it bare bones as it stands after the first 2 weeks here of moving in, and kind of give you more of an idea of what I want to do with the space, some of the objectives behind it, and kind of getting some insight from the community as well as to other things I can do down the road. So for background context, for those of you who don't know, the reason I've been kind of radio silent over the last month is I've been moving apartments. I moved out of my previous apartment that I'd been in for the last 4.5 years, and we found this new space. And one of the kind of requirements for me in finding a new space and finally moving out was to find something that accommodated a home office kind of setup and allowing me more room and options in that. Funny thing is nowadays I don't work from home as much as I used to, being that it was a big part of my career, content creation for a living. I had a home office and studio in my previous places. That's how I got my start here on YouTube, shooting in my bedroom. But even though we have a main office that I commute to Monday through Friday now for my business network, right? I still really value my office away from my office and my own kind of dedicated space to allow me to have those creative outlets and still do the content creation work that I do on the side and manage those businesses when I have the time. I want that space to kind of be, a dedicated area, something that allows me, inspires me to create, to be productive, as well as just to relax and have fun with as well in a space that I really get to call my own. So it's been a big part of me growing through my career, and I think this is really the culmination of a lot of that and something I'm really proud of and excited to really kind of set up going forward. So with that in mind, just kind of get some of the nitty-gritty details out the way. We went from having a 1,100 to 1,200 square foot apartment to now 2,200 to 2,300 square foot apartment, so nearly doubling in size, and a big portion of it being my home office and studio space. This is a 3-story apartment, and the whole bottom floor is going to be my home office studio location. The building as a whole was zoned as a live work, and this whole unit was used as an office prior by the owner for his business back in the day. So it has some of that kind of concept in mind with a lot of storage, a lot of flexibility, and just a lot of space. So we're really fortunate to kind of have found the space, and I look forward to kind of growing within it. Now, before I walk you through the space quickly and giving you an overview, I want to kind of first talk about my studio objectives. Again, I want this space to kind of have the flexibility and ease to kind of shoot content creation and all that in different areas and different sections I've zoned off for what I want them to be. The idea being I want them all to kind of be mini sets in a way where I can pop a camera over here or right here or over there and shoot from multiple angles and make that easy. Essentially removing the friction to create, making it as easy as possible to kind of set down and start recording for different situations and offering a more kind of variety in terms of the shots and content that I can create. I also want to have a communal feel for hosting people, whether it's for gaming, for sports nights, so on and so forth. A big portion of this space I want to dedicate to having that kind of lounge experience and kind of that basement man cave vibe. So that's a big objective that I'm going for. I obviously want it to showcase character. I want it to be personalized to kind of showcase my interests, whether it is video games and tech or sports, so on and so forth. I do want more of that kind of personal feel and vibe to this space for sure. And last but not least, kind of goes without saying on this channel, I want it to be tech forward and as smart as possible within the limitations of it obviously being a rental. So smart home tech, all that fun stuff I'm really into will definitely be something that is a big objective of integrating into the space. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a quick first look at the space as it stands right now. All right, to kick off the quick tour, first up you have this door here that acts as a two-way lock. So it has a two-way locking system. So if I ever have guests stay down here, they can actually lock it from their side. But I also installed a smart lock that I've been testing out and we'll have a full review on this channel in the future. This is the Level Lock Plus that I've been testing out. So this is a smart lock that you can use here. It works with Apple HomeKit. You can unlock your locks with your phone or your Apple Watch and all this other kind of cool stuff that you can set up automations around. So right now I just have that being set up into my office space to kind of separate it from the living area. And then as soon as you walk in here, you are presented with, I'm going to start right to left here, but I guess let me first give you the full overview of the space. I'm going to walk all the way to our patio here. You have these blackout curtains installed right now, and show you just how much space we have and how long this kind of setup is. But with that, let's start in this corner really quickly. This is what's going to be the lounge slash gaming media area. The idea being that I want this to be where I have all the modern consoles and stuff set up and I can game and have this kind of like lounge vibe. So I want to get proper like sofa and furniture in here, proper coffee table. This is all just kind of temporary stuff from the old spot. And then set up all the gaming media stuff over here. Right now I have my 55-inch Samsung OLED over here, which has never felt smaller when it's up against this wall in this little nook. So I definitely either want to get a bigger display, or I am contemplating for the first time going with a projector setup. I measured, I think I can do like a 100-inch projector screen right here and have it drop down. I thought that'd be a pretty cool idea. Also experimenting with the idea of like a video wall potentially, either here or on another wall. But the idea is this is going to be that gaming area, and I thought it was perfect with this kind of nook right here, and that we can design a lot of stuff, taking advantage of a lot of the vertical space and being able to mount things on the walls here. I thought like right here I can do like the controllers or something cool to display. But yeah, this is slowly coming along right now, which is very bare bones setup with these IKEA stools. But adjacent to that is what I was thinking would be like the retro corner. Right now I have a temporary desk, and when I say temporary, you can see that the legs are not even long enough to touch the ground. So I have these Mac Minis propping it up as little stands, and it's all balanced on an IKEA Calyx drawer there. But this is another tabletop. This is a kitchen countertop from IKEA that I used for a lot of my desks in the past, so I just brought them over. I was going to turn this into like a retro corner with like a CRT TV. As you can see, I have my Panasonic 17-inch TV right now, but I want to get like a proper CRT, like a Sony Trinitron, and I was thinking about potentially putting it in this corner to kind of have the retro vibes meet the modern vibes, and you can kind of have it back to back. I thought would be a cool concept. Right now in this corner, I just have my keyboards on display, so you can see my mechanical keyboard builds that I have right here, and I have this Govee floor lamp behind it, which kind of looks really nice. So I really do like this look. But yeah, this is just what I have currently going on because it was the best spot to fit it all in. And then I just have a display over here, still figuring out what I want to do with this area, but I'm thinking the retro consoles might be sorted here, at least initially. Right now it's also doubling as where I'm doing my overhead shots for videos. Over here you have my keyboard with my poster of Kobe Bryant, some artwork that I have here. I know it's not the perfect fit for this frame, but we're running with it anyway. And then you have the main setup right now, which you can see is a tornado of cables right now. I really did just get this temporarily set up so that I can do some initial work out of here. I'm not doing any cable management until I get this desk fully situated and determine whether or not I'm going to switch out the countertop for something else. I'm going to be mounting stuff and displays in an overhead TV right here. So I am waiting till all of that's done. That's why I left this gap behind the wall so that I can easily access all the cables. But right now, it's functional. It's my desk from the old space. It's the typical Eckenbachen Alex drawer combination. It is what it is, and it works and gets the job done. Next to that is my home lab slash server rack. So this houses all my networking equipment, my Unify gear, my NAS, my home assistant server right there in the Raspberry Pi, my access point, which isn't optimally positioned, but it gets the job done, and then my hubs for my smart home, like my Philips Hue hub. Now, completely adjacent to this wall is the backdrop slash kind of like, I'm thinking this is going to be like my workbench area is what I want to do here. So this desk right now features the LG C2 TV that's going to be mounted directly above me. That way I have this LG display as my overhead display, like I did in my last setup, coupled with this LG 42-inch widescreen. This is a 2K gaming monitor that is a crazy, crazy curved display with 244 hertz refresh rate. This is like a beast of a display, but it is a 2K resolution. And then, like I said, we'll have this LG C2 sitting above that. Now, my idea originally here was to have a video wall positioned here to just do like a 2x2, so 4 TVs across this to make a really cool like backdrop and being able to display stuff, because this is the center point of the room. So I figured like if it's going to be the main backdrop for a lot of my videos, having something really eye-catching back there would be cool. If I don't do the video wall here, the other idea is that I do the pegboards all across this wall right here to make it look like a really cool industrial look and backdrop. I'm going for like a modern industrial look with this space. So I have some inspirations of stuff that I want to do. I definitely need to get a lot of acoustic paneling in here, and the company I'm looking at right now, I believe it's called like the Wooden Veneer Hub or Wooden Veneers. Basically, I want to get those kind of wooden acoustic slats that you can put to kind of give it that more modern look while being both form and functioning, because they act as like sound dampening panels. So I'm definitely going to want to do something here for sound treatment, as well as on this wall to kind of really help cancel out a lot of that echo and so on. I have my mini fridge here, my Sonos speaker, my PlayStation 5 is currently hooked up here. I have some backup builds that I'm going to be repurposing throughout the space. So this is my previous rig, since I just built this one over a month ago. And then this is my very first custom PC I built when I moved out here to San Francisco. And this is another build that I have in this kind of mini ITX case. That is another sleeper build that I'm going to be turning into like a media center unit or a media center PC for VR gaming and whatnot. Here we have my Calyx unit that was very, the main backdrop in all my old setups. So this is displaying all my consoles. Currently, I have it positioned here because it fills the space very nicely next to this desk. I know all the gaming stuff is going to be over there, so I'm debating whether or not I'm going to leave this here or I'm going to move it over to that corner. We'll see. I do like it in the backdrop of a lot of my videos, but we'll see how that goes. Still filling this out and reorganizing it right now. I just have some of the sections set up right now, and I usually do it by manufacturer, if not color. And then over here is where all the craziness is going on still. A lot of unpacking and organizing still, so still sorting through a lot of stuff, but I have all of this space to kind of work with still. That desk is for my partner. She's mainly work from home, and she's going to be using this little corner for her own kind of DIY crafts and, her own space to kind of make her own. So we get to kind of share the space since I have so much room to kind of, make do with. We have my closets here, which I have kind of filled out right now, and I have my clothes and whatnot in here. Still need to definitely organize this whole setup. And then with that, we have another under the stairs storage right here that is also very filled right now. And then, like I said, all this stuff still needs to be sorted through, but this is going to be like the entry area because this floor has its own door as well. So I have my own entrance into this spot as well if I want to access it that way. Currently, I have some cool smart home sensors from Aqara and their alarm system as well. It's multifunctional, all set up there. And then on this side too, you have all this space down here. It actually leads to a full bath. So I have a full bath on this floor as well. And currently set up this Sanus speaker stand for my Sonos speaker so that when I do use the shower and whatnot, and if I use this bathroom or I have guests over, they can enjoy music and all that good stuff right here. But yeah, this area is definitely still in progress, but that, ladies and gentlemen, is the space as it currently stands. All right, and with that in mind, if you actually want to see, again, like a more behind-the-scenes look or what the space looked like when I first moved in, I'll probably throw some clips, but I have a whole vlog that's going to be coming out on this, so it really captures the full look at this space and how it's kind of been coming along. This is just a kind of quick overview of the space and my kind of initial plans and thoughts behind it as it stands. Like I said, there's a lot of ideas that I have that I really want to get in this space and this apartment as a whole. Everything from the acoustic paneling and just kind of making that both form-fitting and functional as well as aesthetic. The video matrix / video wall system that I really want to look into. I thought it would be cool if I do the video wall behind me like I was talking about. I have that under the stair storage, and I've seen a lot of people set up like media centers and tuck away their network or their AV equipment all in that room, so it's a kind of out of mind and out of sight. And that would be perfect if I do something like a video wall on this wall right here, since it shares the same wall with that storage. But yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff running through my head in terms of things I want to do, things I need to get, a lot of furniture I need to buy and stuff like that to really kit out the space. In terms of video equipment, I do want to get a like dolly system or something like that's more mobile and flexible that I can easily take around and move, as well as a potential like table or small desk on casters. That way, I really do like that aesthetic of like the typical YouTuber camera shot where they have the desk in front of them or the table in front of them and the camera, looking at them. I think having a small table that's like functional and mobile to move around the space to create different shots would be really cool. A lot of ideas, a lot of things I need to execute on, things that aren't going to happen in the next couple of days or weeks, maybe even months. But slowly we'll fill out the space and get it to a point where, I'm happy to really call it my own. Again, this space serves as a creative outlet for me. With content creation not being my main focus in my work life, I do feel that a space can help motivate you to kind of get there. And I've always felt like when it comes to creation or creative outlets as a whole, it really is about minimizing that gap from taking an idea and turning it into a reality. And the more you can minimize that gap and that friction, the better off you are. So with that, this space is a reflection of that. And I'm hoping to put it together and do some really cool things, some very tech forward things. I have a lot of cool stuff that I'm working on, companies and hardware that I'm trying out. Like I mentioned earlier, I have a lot of these Akara sensors coming in and some other smart home hardware that I'm going to be testing out. Hopefully get some sponsors for some of that content in the future because I've been investing heavily in a lot of this hardware to really kit out the space. But I'm going to be doing a lot of reviews and stuff like that as I kind of check out a lot of these new products and share my thoughts and opinions with you as well. Moving into this new space has really kind of reinvigorated my passion for getting a lot of content out. I'm really hoping that I use this as a springboard to revitalize and restart and reboot a lot of the content that I've been wanting to get out there. So I'm looking forward to what the end of the year will bring and the new year will bring in this space and the content that I'm going to create out of it. As always, ladies and gentlemen, I know this is not a video that is the atypical video that I have on here for Digital Dojos, but I wanted to kind of share an update on what's been going on behind the scenes and what you can look forward to and the content that will come from this very space. So as always, ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.